Okay, so hi, hello, what's up, and so on. So today I am going to continue this story called Is She For Real by Storyberries. This is a sequel for the Halloween story that I did during Halloween. I am so sorry that this video came a little late than I intended to, but I really hope that you still enjoy this video. As I said, this is a sequel for the first one. This contains chapters 16 to 30. Okay, so let's start with this video. I hope you enjoy and have a great day. Chapter 16. Megan tried to remember where the old lady's house was, but it was difficult. They ended up narrowing all the possibilities down to 5 old ladies who were rumored to dabble into supernatural practices. What should we do now? Go check out each of these old ladies, Angel asked. I think that's the only thing we can do. Angel, call your mother to let her know you're with me, Miss Carmelita advised. Okay, good idea. Angel agreed. She went to call her mother, then got into Mrs. Carmelita's car. As they drove out the outskirts of town, the three of them discussed their plan. I don't think we should show Megan to her straight away, Angel said. She might get angry and zap us all into dolls. Then we'd be in big trouble. Oh my god, maybe we should have written a note and left it on your table, Miss Kay, in case of something happens to us. That sounds rather melodramatic, but given the circumstances, you might be right, Angel. Miss Carmelita agreed. Angel gasped. I know. I'll text Tessa and tell her where we are going. She'll definitely keep an eye out for me. She pulled her phone out, but then noticing something, she stopped. Hey, are you okay, Megan? She felt Megan trembling in her arms. I'm terrified. I've never wanted to see that woman again, and here we are looking for her, Megan stammered. Miss Carmelita assured her. Don't worry, Megan, we're here to help you. Angel wasn't so sure about that, but she didn't say anything. I know you mean well, Chili, said Megan, but you didn't see the look in her eyes. The doll shredded. It was as if she was looking right into my soul. I've never forgotten it. We have to try, Megan. I promise we'll be careful as possible. Miss Carmelita reassured her. They reached the outskirts of the town and started looking around for the closest address on their list. After a while of trying around, they finally found it. It definitely looks like a house of a witch, Angel excitedly exclaimed. Miss Carmelita and Megan winced. Miss Carmelita parked the car and they looked at each other, not sure what to do. I think we should try to observe the house first before talking to anyone, Miss Carmelita suggested. That makes sense, Angel agreed. Megan, does this house look familiar to you at all? No, it doesn't. But it was so long ago. I'll never forget her, though. So the easiest way to find her is if I see her, which I definitely do not want to do. Megan repeated again. I'm not sure if I want to be peeking into anyone's window anymore. Right now we are just observing Megan. We can decide what to do when and if we find her, Miss Carmelita said gently. Her little friend was trembling more than ever. They waited and waited, and finally the postman rang the doorbell. Everyone in the car tensed when the door was opened by an old woman. But Megan said, that's not her. They went to the next house, and the next one, and soon they had visited all of the houses on the list. But Megan said that none of the old ladies who lived in the houses were the same ones as the woman who had enchanted her. It was getting late, and they didn't want to be there in the evening. Don't worry, Angel, we'll come 17. Angel and Megan waited until 10 in the morning for Mrs. Carmelita to come, but she didn't come. Where could she be? Angel paced the living room. I hope nothing bad happened to her. Oh my god, oh my god. What if the witch knew we were coming to look for her and zap Mrs. K first? Poor Chili. Let's give up, Angel. Thank you all for all of your help, but maybe I should just be contented as though for a remainder of my days. Even Megan's eyes, which were glass, seemed overshadowed with worry. No, Mrs. K was right, Angel suddenly exclaimed. We have to at least try to see if this works. I'm not going to give you up. If Mrs. K is in trouble, I'm going to try to help her too. That's one of the things I most admire about you, Angel. Your courage to face of all odds. You're right. If Chili is in trouble, we'd better help. And we should see this thing through. The little doll took a breath. Okay, I'm ready to face the witch. Megan's about to turn surprised Angel, but she was glad. Let's go. I'm going to take the bus out there. What should I tell my mom? Well, as much I hate to tell her fibs, you could tell her the same thing you did yesterday, that you are with Chili to work on a special writing project, Megan suggested. Cool. Angel went to look for her mom and tell her, with Megan accompanying her inside of her backpack. After Angel had told her mom the excuse they invited, and thankfully her mom believed every word, they headed for the bus station. As they rode the bus, they whispered their plans in case somebody who shouldn't hear happened to be around. Where do we start now? We checked out the ladies we thought could be the ones. Now we are at the zero. Perhaps we could ask around. Megan still seemed hopeful. Perhaps it was her bravery that was making her so positive and determined. It's gonna be so random, Angel frowned. We don't have another option, I think, the door reminded Angel. The bus pulled up to their stop then. Here we go, said Angel, moving off the bus. When the bus had pulled away from the curb, she looked around. But where do we go now? Your guess is as good as mine. Becca would have shrugged if she had been able to. Okay, let's go. Right. Angel turned and walked down the street. She screwed up the courage and asked everybody if she could find if they knew any strange ladies she could interview for her school project. She got a lot of stares and evil eye signs, but no help. By mid-afternoon they were losing steam. Nobody knows anything, Angel exclaimed, annoyed. She sat down the pavement, but her chin in her hands. Suddenly a shadow fell over them. Are you looking for Mistress Celina? Heard you were looking for her. Small voice inquired. Angel jumped up and in the backpack felt Megan shiver against her spine. What? How did you know that? Who's Mistress Celina? She stamped. Follow me, the boy said, not answering. They walked for what seemed like miles and miles. Angel looked down at her watch, but it had stopped, so she couldn't tell the time. Megan seemed tense in her backpack. Do you think this is it? She heard the small doll's voice whisper at one moment. Angel turned a little and whispered back. I feel all tingly. I don't know if it's a sign. They finally arrived at the tiny shack way out near the swamps. The mysterious boy turned to them. Mistress Celina is waiting for you. He pointed at the door and then walked off. Angel stared at the door of the shack. Then she remembered Megan and took the doll out of her backpack. Poor Megan was shaking. I feel her. Oh no. Please get me away from here. This was a bad idea. Angel tried to calm Megan as much as he could, but she was shaking just as much as the doll was. There was a creepy feeling in the stop jumping at every sound. Then the door opened. Chapter 18. Angel stepped in, trembling like a leaf. Mega was vibrating in her arms and she had to hold on tight so she wouldn't drop her. Oh, okay, you're right, Megan. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea, Angel whispered. They looked around the room they had just entered. It was dark and smelled like innocence. The air feels like it's watching me, Angel whispered. Me too, whispered Megan. So, you have come back to disturb Mistress Celina again. A quivering voice floated out of the gloom. Angel spun around, trying to see where the voice was coming from. Come closer, child, so that Mistress Celina can see you with her old, failing eyes. The voice groaned. Exactly like a witch, Angel thought. I remember you, child. You were snooping around my house. The voice continued, and Mega let out a little squeal of fear. Angel jumped again. Her eyes darted around the dark room. Where was Mistress Celina? Suddenly a light clicked on, and now they were staring at two sunken eyes in a very wrinkled, thin face. Long straggly hair surrounded the face, and toothless grin made an angel's skin crawl. Oh, child, it wasn't enough that you came to disturb me all those years ago, but now you have brought another little curious thrill seeker to go up and stare at me. The witch pointed accusingly at Megan. Angel quickly hid the door behind her back, took a deep breath, and let it all out in one long, desperate sentence. Wait, Mistress Celina, we are sorry, but we didn't really come here to disturb you. Megan is really sorry she disturbed you all those years ago, but she's learned her lesson. Mistress Celina, she really has, and she'll never bother anyone again if you change her back to her human self. And me, I'm just trying to help her. The witch's eyes stared long and hard at Angel until she couldn't stand it anymore. She was about to turn and run when Mistress Celina beckoned to her with her finger. She couldn't resist walking towards the old crone, even though she felt like she was walking on an earthquake. She nearly dropped Megan twice and had to fumble to keep holding her. When Angel was standing too near to Mistress Celina to run away, the witch suddenly stuck her long nose closer to her and took a long sniff. I'm checking if you are telling the truth, child. My eyes tell me you are, but my nose must tell me the same story too. Or you'll meet the same fate as your friend. The witch sniffed longer until she was satisfied. As for you, my snooping child, the witch held out her hand for Megan, who screamed and pressed herself so hard against Angel that it was Angel's turn to squeak. Out with you, my little snooper, unless you want to be turned into a croaking toad instead. Mistress Celina's voice was so angry when she spoke to Megan. I'm sorry, Megan. I hope it's going to be alright, Angel whispered. She handed the doll to Mistress Celina. Mistress Celina peered hard at Megan, then sniffed at her for a long time too. Lucky for you, snooping one. Your brave friend was telling the truth, Mistress Celina said to the doll. She set the Megan on the table. Angel quickly took Megan back and hugged her. So, why are you here, if not snoop on me again? I'm an old woman see. Megan and Angel looked at each other, worried again. I'll need cup full of crocodile tears, 2 pinching princes, and 10 lamp razors, the witch said. But we, started Angel, to no avail. Mistress Celina waved them away and walked back into the gloom. What could they do? Chapter 19. Angel stood outside Mistress Celina's shack, not sure where to turn. What on earth are crocodile steers, pinching princes and lamp races? She scratched her head. Well, I guess they sound like things from the swamp, so I'll head there. What do you think, Megan? Yes, you're right, they do sound like swamp things, especially as Mistress Celina said so. But how on earth are we going to figure it out? Megan was puzzled too. No idea, sighed Angel. But we've come this far. I guess we have to try. They walked for a while and finally got to the edge of the swamp. I'm not going in there. Angel stepped back. The swamp stank of mud, stale water, and green. But it's the only option we have, Megan reminded her. Okay, for you, said Angel. You're plastic, despite the seriousness of the situation. The two girls almost smiled at each other. I will help you, a voice suddenly said, startling from the behind. Angel jumped and spun around. It was the mysterious boy once more. How did you get it there? Angel stammered. The boy didn't say anything but turned around and walked into the swamp. I guess we have no choice. Angel sighed and followed him in. They walked for what seemed like a long time, but Angel couldn't see anything that could be a crocodile tears, pinching princes, or lamp races. Hey boy, where are we going? Do you actually have a plan? She called after the boy. The boy just waved them on and kept walking. After a while, he stopped and turned to them. Now what? Angel asked, confused. There was nothing around them but swamp and more swamp. The boy sat down and started fiddling with the weed. Angel looked around. Stinky swamp, stinky swamp, stinky swamp. Suddenly the water splashed up in a huge way and an alligator snapped at Angel. She jumped back and screamed, managing to avoid the snapping jaws. She tried to run, but her legs turned to jelly and the mud was sticky. She avoided the snapping jaws, but the alligator turned for another lunge. Megan screamed from inside of the backpack. Watch out, Angel! Suddenly the alligator fell. Angel looked around, confused but grateful. The boy was holding a catapult and had shot big stone at the alligator. But how could a stone stop an alligator? Angel puzzled. Megan screamed. Her voice was loud and muffled from inside of the backpack. Never mind, run! Angel didn't need to be told twice. She sprinted out of there. She ran for a long time. She plunged through the sticks and swampy mud until she finally had to stop when she couldn't run anymore. Panting, she looked around. She was surrounded by swamp, and more swamp. The boy was nowhere to be seen. Megan, we're in big trouble now, Angel said slowly. The sounds of the swamp were getting louder now, and Angel figured it was coming to the evening. She did not want to get stuck here when the night came, but she had no idea how to get out. It was all a bit much, even if she was now 11 years old. She sat down and started to cry, really scared now. But after a few minutes, she felt better, as crying often makes people feel better. She sat in tired silence for a few moments, thinking. Mega was silent in her backpack. Then all of a sudden, clear thoughts ran back into her mind. She jumped up. sorry, I didn't think of it before. Angel took Megan from the backpack and hugged her. It was amazing how hugging a doll can always make you feel better. No worries, Megan. We've been through a lot of scary stuff today. She took a vial that Mistress Celina had given her out of the backpack. I don't even want to be touched in this yucky stuff, and now I have to scoop it up. She scooped the water until the vial was full, and then capped it. Okay, hopefully we are right about this first thing. But how am I going to get back to Mistress Celina? Angel looked around the swamp again, and realized with a dread that she was lost. Hopelessly lost. Chapter 20. Angel turned around and around, a sinking feeling in her stomach. Her voice came out shaky. Megan, I think we're really lost now. Angel's voice broke and she started to cry again. The sky above was getting dark and the animal sounds were getting louder all around them. Oh no, Megan panicked. Angel took a deep breath and pulled herself together. I'm going to keep walking in this direction. Hopefully I'll get to the other side of the swamp or something. It's getting darker, Angel. Megan's voice was filled with fear. Maybe we should find a shelter to hide in for the night. As soon as Megan said that, a loud clap of thunder shook the trees around them, followed by a bright flash of lightning. A heavy rain began to crash down, soaking wet. Angel started to run blindly, crashing into fallen branches and scraping her legs. She eventually found an old abandoned hut. She ran inside and tried her best to avoid getting any more wet. Megan started to cry. This is the hut I tried to hide when Mistress Celina saw me. Her magic still found me, nevertheless. But what, wait? If Mistress Celina's magic found you then she can find us here now, Angel realized. Yes, but how do we get the message to her? Megan pointed out. Suddenly, Megan's little mouth opened and Mistress Celina's voice came out. Follow me, I am in her now, Mistress Celina said through Megan. The doll jumped out of the backpack and started to walk. Angel gave a little squeak of shock, then realized it was probably because Mistress Celina's magic was strong enough to reach them in the swamp. She followed Megan out into the rain, but they weren't getting wet. How is it happening? Angel looked around in wonder. Then she realized that Mistress Celina was actually helping her along the way. Way to go, Mistress Celina. Angel cheered up and kept following Megan. They walked and walked, not turning left or right for a long time. Angel was enjoying the weird sensation of seeing rain all around her, but not feeling it touch her and soak her. I could get used to this, she genuinely stuttered. A stream of rain poured down onto her head. Oh, okay. I won't expect VVI treatment. I'm sorry. Mistress Celina was actually watching them. Angel wondered if it was through the crystal ball, but she hadn't seen one at the witch house. They finally found their way back to the shack and went in. Will she get angry if we wet the floor? Angel wondered, but couldn't do anything about it. So, my child, you figured out the first puzzle. Mistress Celina's voice made Angel jump. Yes, Mistress Celina. At least I think I did, stammered Angel. Come here and give them to me, then, child. The witch's voice suddenly sharpened and Angel ran over to give her the vial of crocodile tears. Mistress Celina took the vial, opened it, and poured it into the giant black pot that Angel hadn't seen in the room before. Puffs of stinky green smoke puffed out. I hope you don't have to drink that, whispered Angel to Megan, who shushed her fearfully. foul-smelling steam rose up and choked Angel. Even Megan gagged a little. Good, good. This will do. Now, off to find the other ingredients. It doesn't matter what order you bring them to me in. They all go into the pot just the same, said Mistress Celina. Does it have to be tonight, Mistress Celina? It's getting late and I need to be home before my mom freaks. For Angel had suddenly remembered her mom. Off with you then, Mistress Celina cried. But if you want your friend to get better soon, you better work fast. Angel got out of the witch's house as fast as she could and made her way back to the bus stand. As she was half running down the street, a page from a newspaper got caught on her foot. She glanced at it and saw a picture of Mistress Celina. She grabbed the page and read it frantically. Mistress Celina was wanted for questioning in a few disappearances cases. So, she was still at it. Or was she being wrongly accused? Chapter 21. Angel's head started to pound. Maybe this was the way to help Megan, to turn Mr. Celina into the police and ask them to force her to change Megan back. On the other hand, Mr. Celina was already helping Megan, and this might take longer. Who knew what the authorities would do? Would they even be able to force Mr. Celina to change all those people back into human form? Or would they just throw her in jail? Either way, Megan would be stuck awaiting, and Mistress Celina might also be angry. She might refuse to help. What do we do? Angel asked Megan. I don't want to turn Mistress Celina into the authorities, Megan replied. I know why she did what she did to me. I don't think she was evil. She didn't want people snooping around on her. Maybe she just doesn't think much about how her action reflects effects on others. But she's helping us now. I think we shouldn't say anything. Angel nodded. I agree. I just hope she doesn't get caught before we can turn you back into human. The next day, Angel planned to tell her mom that she was spending the day with Tessa. Mom, I'm off with Tess now. See you, Angel said to her mom as casually as possible. But her mom had other plans. No, Angel, I don't think you and Tessa should go out with these disappearances. I'm sorry to ruin your summer fun, honey, but you better play it safe. But Angel was desperate. We're just going to Miss Carmelita's house. We were working on summer project. How about Miss Carmelita bringing Tessa here? I'm sure she'll understand. Angel knew her mom was trying to compromise. No, Mom. Look, how about I call you when I'm there, just so you know I'm okay. Angel felt horrible lying to her mom, but she had no choice. She had to get out there. Okay, I could live with that. Make sure you do, Angel's mom said at last. Okay, Angel felt worse and worse, but there was nothing she could do. She ran off towards Tessa's house, but then turned the corner to the bus stop. I really hope we can figure this out, Angel whispered to Megan on the bus. Mistress Celina could get nabbed anytime, and then our chances turning you back into human will be slints. Slints? Megan asked. What's that? Oh, I meant zero, Angel explained. Yes, if I cross my fingers, I would. Megan gave a small laugh. Hey, we still cross our fingers for good luck, Angel exclaimed. They sat in silence for a while, enjoying their first happy-together moment ever since the whole adventure started. The bus finally arrived at the stop, and they got out. Back to the swamp it is then. For some reason, Angel was feeling upbeat. She walked into the swamp and started looking around, pinching pinchers. But by mid-morning, Angel wasn't feeling positive anymore. If Mistress Celina would help us yesterday with the rain, must find all this stuff she needs, she muttered, stirring the mud with the tip of her sneaker. The rain was an act of nature, and that had nothing to do with our quest to find the potion ingredients. I think the quest was set to work off my bad deed. Megan looked ashamed. I'm sorry, Angel, to put you all this for me. I wish I could do it myself. Angel patted Megan. Hey, don't get down on yourself. I offered to help, right? Then Angel's stomach started to growl. Oh man, I didn't eat any breakfast. I'm starving. That's probably why I'm so grouchy, she sighed. I wish I'd remembered to bring some snacks. By noon, Angel felt dizzy. I didn't even bring water. I'm gonna die in the swamp. She cried and sat down again. Chapter 22. Angel sat crying for a long while. Nothing Megan said helped. Suddenly Angel jumped up. Hey, something pinched me. She hopped around, her toe bleeding a little, and saw crabs. Hey, I didn't know there were crabs here. Wait, crabs. Pinching pinchers. Crabs. Wow, I figured it out. Good job, Angel. I think you're right. Megan cheered Angel on. How many did Mistress Celina say she need? 3. Zoinks. How am I gonna catch them? Angel wondered. Well, normally there are cages for them to grow into, and then they snap shut. But we don't have cages. I'm afraid you might just have to use your hands. Megan volunteered. Angel thought she could certainly only say this because her own hands were doll's hands and made of wood. So, joinks. I wish I had gloves, said Angel. Okay, here goes. Angel ran around grabbing crabs, which wasn't too hard, but she could pinch so much that it hurt. The crabs she had caught kept crawling away from the rock. She had to put them on, too. Man, this is not working, Angel exclaimed, furious. Her hands were covered in red marks from being nipped by the crabs, and she hadn't managed to keep one crab still. Here's some string from your backpack, Megan offered. Maybe you can try tying them to something. I also found some handkerchiefs to wrap around your hands. Oh, this one might get dirty. Hey, thanks. Angel tied the handkerchiefs around her hands and went after another crab. Got it. She quickly tied it to the big root, and it kept going after crabs. Pretty soon she had 3 tied up. Phew, I should have thought of that from the start. Thanks, Megan. They brought the crabs back to the mistress Celina, who threw the shells into the potion pot and made crab salad with the meat. It wasn't until they had eaten every last thing in the bowl that Angel realized it was getting late. Thanks for the yummy food, Mistress Celina, but I never better get going home. I'll come back tomorrow, figure out the last thing in the puzzle. On the bus, Angel's tummy started to squeeze. Oh my god, ow! What's happening? Did Mistress Celina poison me? Was it bad crab? I can't be sick now. I have got to finish this. Angel was freaking out. Then when she got home, Angel's stomach was crunching. But as soon as her key hit the door, her mom came flying out. Young lady, where on earth have you been? You promised to call me, but you didn't. It's so late now that I have been worried sick. You're grounded until further notice. Now go to your room. Angel had never seen her mom so mad. She started to say she was sorry, but then something crazy happened. A giant burp escaped instead. She looked at her mom, stunned, and then they both burst out laughing. When they stopped, her mom looked at her. Angel, you look sick. Well, I'm still mad at you for freaking me out, but come to bed. I'll get you something for your tummy. Angel didn't feel well at all, so she accepted the offer gratefully and fell into bed. When she finally woke up, it was the next morning. Luckily, her tummy felt fine. She sniffed and smelled icky swamp and went to bathe. Yuck, I was so tired I didn't even bathe. She ran downstairs she was off with Tessa. When she remembered what had happened when she got home yesterday. Mom, I'm so sorry for not calling you yesterday when I promised I would. I got so into the project, I forgot. I know I freaked you out. I'm so sorry. I promise I will today. Today, Mom said brightly. Angel was on high alert. Her mom's voice sounded too cheery. Oh no, Angel, you're not going anywhere today or for the rest of the summer break. You're grounded, young lady, because you freaked me out and also for your own safety. When I'm in the mood, I'll let you invite people over, but until then, you can spend your time helping me around the house. But Mom, Angel wailed, but she knew she was fighting a losing battle. Her mom was too calm to be okay. After breakfast, Angel packed her bags and climbed out of the window. I'm dead dug with Mom, but I have to finish this thing, she thought to herself as she shimmered down the drain pipe against all sense and reason. Chapter 23. On the bus, Angel was quiet. She sensed that Megan wanted to say something, but didn't know what to say. So, when they arrived, Angel walked to the swamp without a word. Suddenly she jumped. The boy was right in front of her. Where did you come from? Angel blurted out. But she was glad to have him around, though he didn't say much. She hoped he would stay around longer than he did last time. Guess what? I found out what crocodile tears and pinching pinchers were. Now all I need to find are lumber razors. Any ideas? As usual, there was no reply from the boy. They walked quietly for a while. Then the boy stopped. Angel looked around. There wasn't much around except more swamp. Suddenly, she felt her foot being nipped. Hey, ouch! Oh man, not again! She hopped around. Dude, she said to the boy, I found the pinching pinchers already, or they found me, or whatever. But that's done. I'm looking for lumber razors now. But right then, Megan screamed, and Angel whipped around to see another crocodile. Its giant mouth was wide open, coming straight at her. Angel screamed and jumped backwards. I figured out what crocodile tears were. Get the thing away from me. She turned to run, but then remembered what happened the first time. Shoot it or something, Angel screamed at the boy. Finally, the boy whipped out his catapult and shot the crocodile, who fell into the water and crawled off. Angel glared at the boy. Are you bringing all these things to me? I told you I've already figured out 2 of those things. If you really are bringing stuff to me, help me with those lumber razors. She immediately realized she should be extra nice to the boy if she was actually doing all this, because A, he was helping her in a way, and B, he also had some kind of weird ability. Okay, I'm sorry I yelled at you. Can you please help me figure out what lumber razors are? I really need to help my friend to turn back into a human and then get home. I'm in a gallon of hot soup with my mom. The boy didn't say anything. Angel walked around the swamp until she felt like she was wandering around in a circle. What are lumber razors? Come on! Ouch! She slapped at her leg, then her arm, then her face. Ow! Get off me, silly mosquitoes! Megan suddenly peeped up. Angel, look down at your arms and legs. Oh, lumber razors, mosquitoes! Angel shouted. But how do we catch 10 of them? Well, they attracted to you, Megan guessed. You mean I'm supposed to be bait? Angel squeaked. Gosh, when you put it like that, I don't feel very good. Megan regretted what she said. Oh no, it's brilliant. I'm just gonna need a whole lot of ointment after this. Angel felt surprisingly good. It's bizarre, but it might work. Okay, boy, I'll stand with my arms out, and when the mosquito land on me, smack it. Not too hard though, don't forget. The boy came over and nodded. Angel stared at herself and stretched her arms out. Oh Almost immediately, mosquito hand landed on her. Whack it, whack it! Angel shouted. The boy smacked it and it fell into the swamp. Oh dang, I forgot to tell you, you gotta catch them in something to keep. Angel smacked her forehead. What can we catch them in? How about the sweet thing you have in here? Megan asked for Angel's bag. Perfect. Angel emptied the sweets out and gave tin to the boy. We need 10. Go, go. They actually had a lot of fun catching mosquitoes, but by the end of it, Angel was covered in big red welts. Mom's gonna be even more furious, but I think we're finally done. Are you gonna be okay, Megan? Angel was really happy for the first time since all this had begun. Let's get this back to the mistress, Celina. Which way do we go? Angel asked the boy. They got back to the mistress Celina's house and handed her a tin of muskets, which she emptied into the pot. A ghostly green light flared up. Chapter 24. A flickering sense started up in the green smoke coming out of the pot. As they watched, they saw Megan creeping out up to the window of Mistress Celina's house and peeping in. The witch was stirring something in the same pot that they saw in front of them now, just as Megan had described to Angel. The green smoke or sense spread all around and seemed to waft out of the pot in the scene too, which made Angel feel woozy and disoriented. Then, as they watched the image in the green smoke, Mistress Celina put her spatula down and turned off the stove. She moved slowly to the chair that was facing the window and sat down. Angel jumped as the perspective of the scene suddenly changed from the view of someone looking in to the view from the witch's eyes. She gave a little shriek and jumped back through the witch's eyes. She stared at the swirling purple vortex in front of her. Then suddenly the view swooped to the window where Megan was peeping in. Angel, which saw Megan. At that instant, the swirling purple vortex shot out and swirled around Megan. Then the whole scene dissolved, and the angel was left shaking like a leaf. You did send curse to Megan that day, Mistress Celina. I saw it. It was purple swirling. Angel said, dazed. Yes, I did, said Mistress Celina. As I said, I was sick of busybodies poking out my business and laughing and staring at me. All I wanted to be was to be left alone. I taught her a lesson she wouldn't soon forget. I didn't want to cause you any trouble, Mistress Celina. I wasn't going to gossip. Megan spoke up timidly. I was just curious and very interested in all the good things that ladies like yourself can do, like healing without medicine, helping people who feel better, connecting people with the loved ones who has passed. Mistress Celina looked at Megan, thoughtful. You know, nobody has ever talked about the good that we do. They only ever focus on the bad things we do, curses, revenge spells. You have to first be interested how we can actually help people. I do believe I was wrong about you, Megan. The smoke rose. The scene swirled up from the pot again, and all eyes turned back to watch it. This time it showed. My house, my home sweet home. Megan cried, delighted. I never thought I'd see it again. Then her voice became sad. The front door of the cute little semi-D opened and Mommy! Megan cried. A tear started from her eye. In the scene, Megan's mom had her head down and was sobbing. A man walked out to cover her shoulders with cardigan and put his arm around her. He led her to the porch swing and they sobbed together for a long time. Daddy, Megan whispered in tears. I've never seen Daddy cry. The smoke swirled and now the scene showed up. Angel and Megan watched search parties combing the swamp and surrounding areas. They are searching for you, Megan, Angel whispered, choking up her herself. Sissy, Megan sobbed as the pretty girl who looked like Megan but older led the search party. The next scene was especially hard to watch. Church service dedicated to Megan. A pretty picture of her smiling at the camera. The same picture Angel first saw at the memorial assembly in the school was standing on the east next to the pulpit. The minister spoke for a while, then invited Megan's father to say something, but he was crying too hard, so her sister went up instead. Megan wailed as she watched her sister to cry on the pulpit. A loud sob came from Mistress Celina too. Enough! I see now that no harm was intended, Megan, but that I caused so much harm by reacting angry. I give you my apologies, although I know they don't mean much to you now. No, Mistress Celina, thank you. I don't blame you. I know how you must felt that day. Megan was gracious to the end. Come, I will undo what was done, late as it is, said Mistress Celina. Come, child. She took Megan in her arms and started to chant. Chapter 25. Angel stepped back and watched as Mistress Celina waved her hands around Megan, who was shaking so much she nearly fell off the table. Mistress Celina muttered some words under her breath, and Megan quieted down. Mistress Celina continued to mutter under her breath, and green smoke started to swirl around Megan. Dude, Angel whispered, staring at Megan. Megan started to get taller and bigger. She started to look real. After a few moments, Megan looked exactly like the girl in the photo that Angel had first seen in school. She looked at herself in the mirror with a big smile on her face. She shook her hands and jumped up and down, happy to be human again. I feel exactly like I remember. Megan beamed. She grabbed Angel's hands and they jumped and danced around. A smile played around Mrs. Celina's lips. Then Angel gasped. Dude, look. She pointed at the mirror. Megan turned to look and gasped out loud. She was getting older by the minute. Now she was a teenager. Now she was a young adult. Now she was in her 30s. Now her 40s. She got wrinkles on her face and her hair got wider and wider. Finally, Megan stopped transforming. She was in her 60s, the age she would actually be if she was stayed human for all these years. She stared at herself in the mirror and tear rolled down her cheek. I'm on old now. I look like my grandmother, Megan said. I'm sorry, Megan. I can't imagine what it must feel like, said Angel with feeling. Megan looked herself over once more, turning her wrinkled arms in the light. Well, at least I'm human again, she finally said. She turned to Mistress Celina. Thank you, Mistress Celina. Go now and live your life. Once again, I apologize for having stolen so much of it. Take this to help you to live the rest of your days in happiness and peace. Hang it into your room on your bed. Mistress Celina gave Megan a small drawstring bag which smelled a bit funny. Thank you, Mistress Celina, Megan said as she took up the bag. And you, young lady, Mistress Celina said, turning to Angel, I commend you again for your bravery, for persistence in helping someone you barely even know, even in the face of danger and fear. Angel stared down at the floor, embarrassed. Take this as a reminder of your good deeds and may it keep you happy and well in your years to come. Mistress Celina also gave an Angel a small drawstring bag, but it smelled slightly different from the one she had given Megan. What's in the bags, Mistress Celina? Angel couldn't help but ask. Enough questions, young lady, Mistress Celina said shortly. But was she actually smiling a little? I do have one more question, Mistress Celina, a serious one. Angel suddenly remembered. Oh, alright, what is it? Mistress Celina grumbled. Did you, okay, a boy I just met, my BFF and my favorite person who put the curse, you was cursing them to for some reason. Mistress Celina stared at the angel for a long time until a younger girl nearly just turned and ran out of the door. Sometimes things just happen that we have no control over, she said quietly. What do you think that means, though? Angels asked Megan when they were on the bus on the way home. I have no idea. Megan lifted her hands up. She couldn't stop moving some part of her body, enjoying her long-awaited freedom. But so what happened this time, Mrs. K? I mean, I hope this is at her grandma's house. But how about Mrs. K? And what about Whitney and Sam? Why did they get sick? There were no answers. Chapter 26. I can't believe I'm back into being human again. Megan screamed in her seat, shaking her arms and legs and touching her hair. It feels so freeing. She blinked her eyes at Angel, who laughs, then got serious. I'm in big trouble back at home. I bet my mom's already called for a search party. She was pretty freaked out by the disappearances that were blamed on Mistress Celina. Angel said, I don't blame her. I mean, I guess she's just worried for me because she loves me. Yes, mothers do seem to be the bad guys, always scolding and nagging us, but they are just trying to protect us from the big, bad world. Megan reflected. I wish I'd listened to my mother that day. I'm sorry, Mommy. Megan started to tear up again. Then suddenly she perked up. But what an adventure! Angel saw a flash of curious young girl she met so briefly at Mistress Celina's house before Megan had aged to her actual age. She kind of felt sad that she'd lost a new friend. Gosh, I hope Mistress Celina doesn't get in trouble. I mean, yeah, she made you disappear, so I guess she could have done it to those others too. But she did listen to us and change you back. And hey, wait a minute! Angel nearly jumped up. She was so excited. We can tell people your story and convince them that if she did make those other people disappear, she'll reverse the spells. Then we can tell them about all the good stuff she can do for the people that you mentioned, healing potions and that stuff. Megan grabbed Angel's hand. That's a great idea, Angel. We can use my story to help her. Who do we go to? Who do we tell? Oh, I'm so excited. But first, can we go back to my home to see if anybody is still there? I would love to see my sisters and brothers if I could and tell them what happened. Angel squeezed Megan's hands. Sure, of course. I guess you should tell them your story before the whole world knows and they get a shock. They got off a bus at Megan Street. Megan looked around sadly. Everything has changed. That used to be my favorite sweet shop where I bought a lemon sherbets. There used to be a small park there where we play all through the summertime. I craved the initials on my first crush on a tree there, but it's gone now. I wonder what would have happened if I'd stayed human, she said quietly. Would I have stayed in the old house, got them married, had children there? A tear slipped from her eye and Angel patted her hand. As they got nearer Megan's house, Megan held tighter to Angel's hand. I'm not sure about this anymore. Angel, what if they tell me to go away? They might be frightened. Or maybe I should just leave. It's been so long. Perhaps they've forgotten about me. Angel squeezed Megan's hand. Hey, listen. They haven't forgotten about you. Remember, I told you that your sister is still asking the police about you. She is still looking for you. They got to the front door of the Megan's house. A cute little cottage with lots of flower pots everywhere. Here I go. Megan rang the brass bell hanging at the side of the door. Who is it? An old lady's voice asked from behind the door. That's Sissy, Megan whispered to Angel, excitedly squeezing her hand. saw a very sweet little old lady smiling at her. I love chocolate chip. Do you have any chocolate chip? The little old lady looked up at Megan. Who? Her jaw dropped. Megan. Chapter 27. Sissy, it's me. Yes, it's me. Megan cried and hugged her sister. Both of them were crying. Even Angel got a tear in her eye, which she quickly wiped away. Why? Megan's sister turned from Megan to Angel, looking for answers. Confused, she blurted out, "My, you're pretty. Are you my niece?" What? No, I. Angel turned to Megan to fill the story in for her sister. Sissy, I think you better sit down so I can tell you the whole story. Megan didn't let go of her sister. Megan and Angel spent the whole hour telling Megan's sister the story. Her eyes grew wider and wider, and she kept grabbing Megan's hand. Oh my, you've been a doll for all these years. Megan's sister stared at her. Yes, said Megan. I know it's hard to believe, but if not for this brave girl, Megan patted Angel's hand, I would still be a doll in an antique wood shop, alone, scared, and eventually forgotten. No, Megan, I would never forget you. I kept looking for you. Megan's sister turned to Angel. Thank you, dear girl. You really saved the day. Oh, like I told Megan, I very nearly chuckled her out of the window. I was so creeped out. Angel was embarrassed again. We should celebrate your homecoming, Megan. Throw a big party. Tell the whole town you were so kind to help look for you. Megan's sister was excited. Oh goodness, no. No need to make the thing of it. It was Megan's turn to blush. Yes, we have to. Angel jumped up. So many people are still thinking of you, Megan. Let's do it. Also, this is a good way to help Mistress Celina. Angel sighed. Well, I guess I'd better get home and face Mom. I'm in a deep bucket of trouble as it is. If I don't get home by before evening, I'll never be allowed out again for the rest of my life. Angel got home and opened up the front door, and, as expected, got a huge blast from her mom straight away. Young lady, you're in the biggest trouble of your life. Hi, Mom. Sorry, Mom. I know I'm in it deep. You bet you are. You snuck out when I explicitly told you to stay in. You stayed out all day without even letting me know you were safe. Don't you know how worried I was? I called the police. I thought you had been kidnapped. I know, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'd never do it again. It's just, Megan, Mistress Celina. Angel tried to explain. Exactly, you never do it again because you're never going out of this house again. You're grounded for the rest of your life, Missy. Go to your room right now. It was no use. She couldn't talk to her mom. Angel went to her room. She was so tired she fell asleep. A few hours later, she woke up, thirstily. Gosh, I wonder if Mom is still mad at me. I really need to get a drink. Angel decided to try going downstairs, but when she got to the top of the stairs, she heard voices downstairs. Ma'am, you sent us missing persons report. Angel heard a man's voice ask. The police. Her mom had really called the cops. Yes, my daughter went missing for a couple hours, and I was very worried. What way with the disappearance and all, but she's back now. Thank goodness. She just snuck out and gone adventuring without telling me. It's weird. It's not like her at all. She's normally very responsible, but I called you to cancel the report, didn't I? Yes, ma'am. Yes, you did. Thank you. That's the good news that she's back now. We'll cancel the report. But we're also here because you mentioned that your daughter mentioned Mistress Celina. Do you know she actually a person of interest in our ongoing disappearance cases? The officer told her mom. Mistress Celina. Angel clapped her hand over her mouth. She said the name to her mom. She had to act fast to clear Mistress Celina's name. Chapter 28. Angel ran down the stairs. Hi, officer. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry, I was listening, but I need to talk to you about. She saw her mom's thunderous face and knew she was still in trouble, but she had to talk to the Mistress Celina, she blurted out. What? How do you know anything about that? Then Angel's mom realized something. Wait, Angel, is that where you have been going on these past few days when you said you'd be going to Mrs. Carmelisa's? Angel, do you know what you have been getting yourself into? Ma'am, the officer put his hand up. Wait, please calm down. Can I talk to your daughter, please? If she has any information about this individual, we need to find out. Oh, okay, but I have to be here too. Angel's mom stood firm. Yes, ma'am. We need a parent to be present when we are talking to minors. Okay, Angel, is it? I'm Officer Gomez. Tell me everything you know about Mistress Celina. But Angel was so worried about her mom, who already looked wide-eyed with fear. You'd better sit down, Mom. It's going to be a long and weird story. Remember the doll that Aunt Sylvia got me on for my birthday? Angel was really relieved that the whole story was finally going to come out. Yes, that thing was bad for you. You were first freaking out so much about it. I'm going to have another serious talk with your Aunt Sylvia when she gets back from her trip. No more freaky stuff for you. Angel's mom was getting riled up again, and Angel quickly cut her off. Listen, Mom, please listen, Angel begged. Well, yeah, at first I was totally freaked out by it. It seemed alive. I couldn't sleep or eat or focus on anything. Then weird stuff started happening. Tessa vanished. What? Tessa vanished? Is she okay? Angel's mom started freaking out again. Mom, please let me finish, Angel said a little too loudly, but her mom didn't look mad anymore, just worried. Anyway, yeah, I thought the doll made her vanish because she said bad stuff about it. Turns out she just went to help out her sick grandma, but Sam and Whitney got sick, and Mrs. K disappeared. She's still not back. Well, I'm not sure, but I think she would have tried to get hold of me if she come back, because oh man, I'm getting the story all mixed up. Angel stuff flustered. It's okay, just carry on, Angel, Officer Gomez prompted her. Yeah, anyways, I thought the doll was making the bad stuff happen. All that was happening, and I was getting into accidents and stuff. Although now I think about it, that was probably because I wasn't getting enough sleep and was totally distracted by the doll. Angel was now talking more of herself than Officer Gomez. And Officer Gomez prompted, sorry. So finally one day at assembly we had a memory service for Megan, a girl who had disappeared 60 years ago with no trace. Search parties and even with those sniffler dogs checked everywhere, but they couldn't find her. Angel continued. When I saw a picture of Megan that they put up, I freaked. It looked just like my doll. Angel, what are you saying? Her mom had stopped being angry and was staring at her. The doll was Megan, Angel blurted out. Now hold on, wait a minute. Are you telling me that this little girl who had disappeared 60 years ago has been turned into a doll? Officer Gomez stared at Angel. Yes, Angel trailed off, not liking all the staring at her. Angel, are you telling the truth? Her mom asked. Mom, I don't lie. I mean, well, I'm not lying about this, Angel splurted. Okay, let me go talk to Megan. The officer got up. Can I get her address? I'll take you there, Angel jumped up. You're grounded, remember, Angel? Her mom interjected. Oh, Mom, but Angel knew she was, and so she had to go home with her mom. But once she was back in her bedroom, she spent the rest of the night wondering if Mecca would be able to convince Officer that Mistress Celina was going to reverse whatever bad spell she'd done. The only way Angel could possibly help, as if she could find some way to find out what was going on. Chapter 29. Oh, I can't stand it. Why hasn't Officer Gomez called? I should have told him to call me straight after he talked to Megan. I'm dying here. Angel was bursting, and it seems for some news. Be that as it may, it's bedtime, young lady, Angel's mom said firmly. You have had way too much stimulation for the past few days. Maybe that's why you have completely forgotten that I sorry mom, the doorbell rang and Angel ran for the door. I'll get it. Megan, Angel particularly screamed. Thank goodness you're here. Did Officer Gomez talk to you? Did you tell him everything? Is Mistress Celina still in trouble? Megan hugged Angel. Yes, I spoke to Officer Gomez and I told him everything. He is agreed to let me speak to the Mistress Celina first to try to convince her to change anyone she's cursed back to their original human selves. If I can also convince her to only use her magic for good from now on, then police will leave her alone. Oh, good. Angel relaxed, then sprang up again. Wait, I just had a thought. How about the other people who were affected by the curse, like Sam and Whitney and Mrs. K? She vanished without a trace. Did the curse spread to them too? Will she help them? Well, we really don't know if Sam and Whitney were affected by the curse. People get sick all the time. Mecca thought out loud. But Chili vanishing just when we were about to start looking for Mistress Celina. That's strange. I'll ask Mistress Celina about it. We'll ask. Okay, let's go. Angel went to grab her backpack, but her mom stopped her. And where are you going, young lady? Agent didn't like the sound of her mom's voice. We are going to talk to Mistress Celina about lifting the curses. And did you forget again that you are grounded until further notice? Angel's mom's reminded her. Angel's shoulders slumped and she whined. Oh, Mom, please let me go. Just this once, please, 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 please. No, Angel. Grounded is grounded. You weren't responsible the other day when you scared me to half dead because you didn't call me. Her mom was firm. And now things are dangerous. What is if Mistress Celina gets angry and throws you into the door? Then what? Angel called. It's okay, Angel. Megan has reassured her. I'll go and talk to the Mistress Celina and come straight back here, okay? Okay, I guess. Angel wasn't happy, but she knew she couldn't argue with her mom. Angel spent the rest of the day pacing and tapping nervously. Where is she? Where is she? Did she convince Mistress Celina? What is going on? The doorbell rang and Angel sprinted to the door and pulled it to open for Megan. Did you do it? Did you do it? Megan didn't answer, but only held out crystal ball. Mistress Celina wants to talk to you. Angel stared through that. Okay. Megan put the crystal ball down and muttered, Mistress Celina, Angels is here. They stared as the green smoke filled the ball and started swirling around the room. Then Mistress Celina's face appeared in the ball. Angel jumped and gave a little scream. Greetings, Angel, the brave one that you are, Mistress Celina. Celina's old cranky voice floated out to the ball. I suppose you're wondering what I have to say. Chapter 30. Mistress Celina. Angel strutted, feeling like she was in a movie. Are you okay? Did you get into trouble? We're trying to figure it out with all the authorities. Yes, my child. Mistress Celina's voice was calm. Megan has told me everything you both are doing to help me, and I'm very grateful. I now realize the error of my actions over the past years, and I have agreed to reverse any damage that I can. From now on, I will only use my powers for good to help those who need me. Now, Megan mentioned that you had a few questions for me. Yes, Mistress Celina, I was just wondering, after you curse someone, can the curse also affect people who helped the cursed person? Because me and a couple of my friends had bad luck after I got Megan. Two got sick, two went missing, but my BFF Tessa came back. That was a false alarm because her grandma was sick. Then again, she's kind of vanished again, but I hope she's gonna to visit her grandma again. Angel realized she was rambling and stopped. Mistress Celina didn't say anything for a long time, and Angel started to worry that she'd made her mad. Finally, she nodded slowly. Yes, it could happen that the curse could reach out beyond that's why I hope to set things right. But how could Mistress Celina set things right? She didn't say. The ball grew dim and went dark. The next 2 weeks were very, very weird for Angel. She had been caught up in the whole doll thing, and now things were supposed to go back to normal. Being crowded didn't help her restlessness. Her mind drifted into what had happened over the last month. One night, her mom rushed into her room and shook her awake. "What's up, Mom? I was sleeping." Angel was very grouchy when she got woken up. "I heard you scream, 'Get away from me, you crazy crocodile!' and you shouted so panicked I thought I better wake you up." Her mom hugged her. "I hope you start forgetting about what has happened to you in this past month soon." "Angel, you're really not having a good time of it." "I don't think I'll ever forget, Mom, and I don't think I want to forget. It's been the most amazing month of my life. Scary, yeah, but amazing." Angel's eyes lit up. "I know, I'll write a story about it." "That's a great idea, Angel. That will be a great way to tell all the thoughts and feelings out. I'll help you to get it published." Angel hadn't seen her mom so excited about something in a long time and felt a whole lot better. About a month later, the authorities finally went to all the people that Mistress Celina had remembered cursing. Mega stayed within her sister in their old house and was helping Mistress Celina by talking to the families of those who had been affected by her actions. She was so happy to reconnect with her old friends, but she missed Chili. "I really wish I knew where she'd vanished to," Mega told Angel sadly one day when she was at the Angel's house. "Mistress Celina hasn't been able to help with that." Angel was still grounded except for school, and Mega came to fill her in on what was going on when she could. Angel was super busy with her book, but she was really worried about Tessa. Where had she got to? She hadn't been answering her phone again, and Angel had no idea what was going on. She was all ready to talk to Mistress Celina again. One day before the big celebration that the town was going to hold to celebrate Megan and all the other cursed people's return, Angel's doorbell rang. "Megan, what are you going to?" Angel stopped. It wasn't Megan. It was Tessa. "Tessa, girl." Angel grabbed at her friend and hugged her tight. "Where have you been? You missed the whole adventure." Tessa hugged her back. "I missed you too, girl." "Well, it was weird. I was at my grandma's after last I talked to you. She got bad again. But then I can't remember after all what happened. I just woke up one morning and I was in my bed again. My mom and everyone was being normal. I don't know what happened." Angel and Tessa never figured out what had happened to Tessa. They asked Mistress Celina, but she had no idea. Eventually things settled back to normal, but every once in a while Tessa would get a weird look in her eyes and mother pigeons. The end. Okay, so that was the story about Is She For Real? And to be honest, yes, I didn't read this before I read it to you guys, so the whole thing was a new experience for me also. I just thought it looked very interesting. And yes, it was for 7-year-olds and up, but I still think it was very entertaining. But I didn't like that ending. I honestly thought that there would be so much more into that ending. It was really rushed, in my opinion. Like, what happened to Tessa? What was the pigeon thing? I have no idea. To be honest, I have no